What's going on, Jeromes? So the Vikings are like the Charles Dickens of teams. It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. Vikings get out to that 17-0 lead, and then you have a couple of issues, right? So the defense, the offense goes 3 and out. You punt from your own end zone. The special teams can't cover anyone. The defense gives up a touchdown on 3rd and 10, and now we're back to where we started, right? So the Vikings up 17-7 at halftime. They get the ball to start the second half. Now, in aggregate, you feel okay about it, but there's a lot of things that really frustrate you and need to clean things up. And I feel like this is a privilege where the Vikings have played at such a high level this season, but I don't know, man. There's certainly a handful of issues that the Vikings do have to clean up here. All right, and offensively, I understand the Jets thinking on defense, just like, hey, we're just going to hold Justin Jefferson, and you can march down the field, go ahead, but we're not going to give up the big play to 18. But I don't know. Anyways, super frustrating end to the half, but like we said, I mean, there's plenty of positives to take out of it. Andrew Van freaking Ginkel, woo, pick 6, looking like a defensive player of the year, and overall, like the defense, like I don't fault the defense for the touchdown. I really don't. I mean, they're put on a short field again because special teams has been struggling in terms of punt coverage. But also, like, you can make that play on 3rd and 10. Like, AVG was like that close from just like a little boop, little strip sack, and that could have ended it, right? But overall, I mean, Flores and the Vikings, they do have Aaron Rodgers and hell. 10 for 20 for 95, a touchdown, whatever. 2 picks, a sack by Harrison Smith, which is fantastic. Very close to 3 picks, but yeah. Better term climbed $2. A ref suck. Jefferson getting every play. He is. I mean, they certainly are all over him. Whether it's Sauce, whether it's Reed, whether it's the safeties, they are definitely bodying up Justin Jefferson. But I feel like at a certain point, basically the Jets are doing the old Seahawks thing where it's like, hey, you can't call a penalty on every play. I think the refs eventually will. All right, so if you got a question or a comment, toss a couple bucks in the super chat, and we'll get to that. But overall, like, the offensive line has played good. Slinging Sam Darnold, he stood in the pocket. He's taken some punishment, and just sort of is what. Now, that sack at the end of the half, like, I don't really hold that against the offensive line. I really don't. But also, they did have a free rushing corner yet again. So 2 weeks in a row, and sometimes that can be disastrous, right? So that's something to clean up. Andrew Van Ginkel has looked good. Aaron Jones looked fantastic, and then he had that hip issue. But it was funny. The sideline reporter was like, it's his back, hip, hamstring, blah, blah, blah. Just say ass. Like, he pulled an ass muscle. It happens. Thomas Larson, $5. Love out. Aaron said he just played against Father Time. Looks like Father Time is winning. Yes. I mean, they can only score when they give him a short field. Congratulations, Cat Daddy, $5. The defense is beating that ass. They are. And I feel like we're spoiled right now, right? Because we're sort of bummed here, and I see the chat. I mean, like, we collectively as Vikings fans, we're pissed and moaning because our team has a 17-7 lead at halftime because it should be more. But that's what happens. Where the Vikings have a chance to be a very great team. The Vikings have a chance to be great right now. They're good / very good, right? But can they take that next step? Can they close this thing out? Can they make sure that there is no doubt in the second half? And it's exactly like Green Bay. I mean, you let them have a play, have a touchdown at the end of the half, get a little momentum of a half of football which you completely dominated. Right, and now at halftime, they're feeling themselves a little bit, and now it could be a ball game in the second half, but it needs to not be. All right, so just go in, slam that door, get after it. And $5. The Jets secondary is the best we've seen all year. Yes, and they cannot hang with the Vikings unless they hold, and that's the truth. Abe Olson, $2. I'm a little frustrated by the fourth and 2 call by Kevin O'Connell. Well, you could say, like, well, it's frustrating because it didn't work out. Yeah, that's fine. And I respect O'Connell going for the kill shot, but it just seems like there's no consistency in terms of the 3rd and 4th and short play calling. It seems like a little bit ad hoc, right? But I don't know. Like, like we said, we are nitpicking a bit here. That defense is getting after it. Harrison Smith is looking really damn good. Diamond Dallas Turner setting that edge on fourth down against Braylon Allen, which is fantastic as well. But Jefferson 4 for 61, and also he has 4 first downs and like 37 yards of penalty yardage. It's kind of amazing. They do need to get Jordan Addison going, and if the Jets are putting so much attention on Jefferson, I mean Addison's got to be there as well. Cat Daddy, $5. The way Mullen came in and gets the first downs shows his team has some connection with first and second string. Also, I think Mullen's experience last year too, certainly helped. And it's just Mullen's gunslinger nature. He's just like whatever. Like it could have been a run. He may have checked out of it. It was like whatever. I'm slinging it. Bosco and Momo, Andy, long time Jerome. What was that? Nick Mullins third down sweet or what? Nice to see a backup you can trust in scenarios like that. And that's why I love and respect Nick Mullins, because he of the quarterbacks in the room, he spent the most time with Kevin O'Connell. He averaged almost 400 yards passing in his 3 starts last season. Dime Scholar, how about Andrew Van Ginkel with 2 pick sixes on the season? And it kind of felt like that's Andrew Van Ginkel's game, because in training camp at the night practice, AVG pick 6, Darnold, and Darnold just like hung his head in shame. It was really funny. And $5 big test for Sam Darnold mentally. If he can mentally strong game, I think we should be good this season. Agreed. Austin Poiler, $2. Any concerns or suggestions for Darnold's accuracy? I think part of it is the Jets defense. They just have a great game plan. I mean, Rob Salah and his defense they're fantastic, right? And they're disrupting some of the timing. Now, they're definitely going over the line on some of the penalties and stuff, but overall, like Darnold, I mean, he's been battered about a little bit. Chaz Surratt tried to cave in his chest, but he's back in there. Yeah, I just think overall, I don't think that Darnold's trying too hard. I don't think in the sense that I don't think he's trying to do too much. I think he's playing within the offense. I think the Vikings are just butting up against a great defense and great secondary right now. So it is what it is, and it could be a spot where he was trying to overextend himself because of it's his former team, but we certainly don't see that right now. But I think he's going to be perfectly fine right now. Vikings defense, Jets 2-8 on third down, 0-1 on fourth, under 100 yards, 3.5 yards per play, a couple of turnovers, which is fantastic. Also, it seems like forever ago that Ty Chandler fumble happened. All right, but I do like that Ty Chandler has bounced back and trying to put that behind him, which is really important too. So overall, they got to slam the door, and this can't be a redux of last week, right? Just giving the Jets a little bit of confidence, and you got to take the ball, start the second half, march down, get points, and just make sure that there's no questions about who's a better team today. But be back for the post game as well as winners and losers. I actually like the early window. They should do this every single week. Anyways, Skol